Imagine being blackmailed for 13 million euros from your own brother. Just another day in the Pogba household. Utes. That and so many more storylines, from the Champions League draw to Ange winning 9-0 and NPL heroics in the Australia Cup. All that on the Born Offside podcast.
Hello, and welcome back to the Born Offside podcast. So good to be back. What a week of football, and we've got heaps of midweek football coming up as well. It is the stuff of dreams. The season does feel like it's well and truly underway. I've got OLANTEKKERS on my right, and I've got Kat rocking a FC Porto kit.
Yeah,
Portuguese
trying something
vibes.
different. I'm not going to lie, I just love the colours.
Yeah, fair. Make a lot of Portuguese people very happy with that kit, and upset some as well, those Benfica and Sporting fans. It's a big weekend. We got down to the MPL final, didn't we?
We were born offside in the community, you know,
That's it.
doing our bit.
It was fun. I really enjoyed being there. It was great.
Pretty good atmosphere too. We're down
Yeah,
at
not bad.
Combank. Is it Combank now? Yeah, Combank
Yeah,
Stadium
Combank.
down in Parramatta, Western Sydney. 3,500 people turned up,
Yeah.
Decent.
which is decent. But
It doesn't feel like a lot in a stadium like that.
Yeah,
That's
but it was loud because
Yeah,
the
it
stadium's
was, it
got
was.
like really cool acoustics that you can hear
Yeah.
everything. But it was two Aussie teams
Yeah.
in the sense of the crowd isn't as big in the Aussie teams. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's not like the
yeah.
Greek
If it was
community,
a-
the Italian community.
Yeah.
If Sydney Olympic would have made that final against Marconi, I guarantee you they would have got double
massive.
at least. But shout out to the Blacktown who brought
Yeah,
most of
absolutely.
those fans and went on to win the game. Just good to see that level of football, isn't it?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, the pitch wasn't the greatest, was it? And
No, yeah.
first 10 minutes,
Thanks to your
everyone...
Paramount Eels.
yeah, thanks to
Fuck's
them.
sake.
First 10 minutes, everyone was a little bit shaky, but you could see once they settled into it, it was nice, man. It was good to see the community. I think everyone was just excited. Like
Yeah.
the young fans that were there were just excited to be in the stadium like that. So it was good to see, man. I loved it.
Yeah,
good game.
Blacktown are a good team, aren't they? They've been in that position quite a few times. But I used to go and watch Blacktown a lot when the Speranza brothers played there, because
Yeah.
they're two of my mates.
Yeah.
But Tristan Prendergast, who's
Yeah.
the goalie for that team,
Yeah.
he was with us watching, which was kind of fun, like getting
Yeah.
a bit of the insider knowledge from him while they were playing.
What about Travis Major's shin pads?
Oh,
Yeah,
I think you
Oh,
mean
no
watch
shin
shin
pads.
pads.
yeah.
Yeah,
Love
because
that.
we were watching, I was like, oh, you know when people wear shin pads like that? I couldn't do it because obviously our CBs, we can't do that.
No, you
But I
can't
was
do
like,
all
and
that.
then I think one of the Blacktown players was like, it's not got any on.
No,
Yeah.
he uses physio tape apparently, just a little bit of physio tape, and he puts it down
Yeah,
there.
I'm like,
Sounds dangerous.
Mate, that's why I love the NPL. You get those storylines, you get
I
those
know.
swagger players
I know.
like that. I think he scored his 100th goal for the club. He's
Yeah,
a
he
record
did.
goal scorer. So
baller.
it's that swagger that comes down in the NPL. Great to see, and there's still plenty more finals coming up in Victoria and around the country. Because New South Wales was a little bit early, so get down to your local NPL finals wherever that's happening around the country. Speaking of NPL teams, this is how good the level is. Sydney United didn't make the finals in the NPL in New South Wales. Didn't even make the top 5.
Who knocked him out?
Well, they just didn't make the top 5.
Oh, right.
They didn't even qualify for the
because
final
This was the
series.
Waratah Cup where they
Yeah,
lost.
yeah,
the
to
Waratah
First
Cup was- yeah, the
Spring,
Waratah Cup
but
different,
they,
yeah.
they went all the way to the Australia Cup semi-finals. The dream
did.
run continues.
And they had a
Yes.
decent turnout up in
Yeah, do we
Brisbane
know
as well.
the turnout?
The fans went, yeah?
The thing I spoke
Wow.
to Pat and Tell Me who played, and he said that there was a decent turnout. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously it was predominantly
Yeah.
Peninsular Power,
Yeah.
but I
There
think
were
they
some
were pretty
fans
supportive.
that jumped on a
Yeah,
plane
yeah.
and
Yeah,
flew
they
up
did.
Yeah, we were saying before the game, I was like, if there was any team that fans are going to travel for, it's
Yeah.
going to be Sydney United.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really shock me because they've got a real non-league feel to them. Got a lot of history, so
Yeah.
I'm glad they got the W out there. That's
It's
crazy.
really cool, right?
So there could be an NPL team in the final.
They could be.
There could be. And this is the thing, right? So all the other games are going to happen on Wednesday. One of those games is Oakley-Sydney FC. Now, tough game for Oakley. But if Oakley win it,
Imagine.
then there's a chance you have an NPL semi-final, which guarantees for the first time ever
There'll be
an NPL team in the final.
Wow.
Would love to see it. I reckon if Oakley win that game, I'm not accusing anyone, allegedly. Freeze those balls.
Allegedly.
Freeze those balls. FIFA have done it for years, you
Yeah,
know. Just
yeah,
freeze
yeah,
those
yeah.
draw and just pull it out and make it happen. But let's see. Watch this
Yeah,
space.
I'd
Maybe
love
awesome
that.
to
The whole
see.
NPL would get behind whichever team goes. You know what I
100%.
mean? We'd all be cheering them on in the final.
Yeah.
It'd be like NPL v A League.
Yeah.
That'd be tough. I'd
Can
love
you
that.
imagine
I want to
that?
see it.
It would be good to see.
Yeah,
It
I'd
would
love
be,
to see that.
It's
Let's
Especially
manifest
since
it.
I called it, but anyway.
You called that?
Did you?
I called that Sydney United would go far.
Oh, you. Oh,
When you
come
called that last
on.
week?
You can't
Last
just
week
say
you called
that. You got to
I
put
know. Well,
parameters on it. You can't
Yeah,
just say they're
you
going to
can't
go
just say
far.
go far.
I said my football career is going to
whatever.
go far.
Yo,
Here we
what'd
are.
you say?
I said my
Depends on
football.
who you ask.
Exactly.
Though. You know, it depends on who you ask.
Some people would have said, Olan, you did go far. Some people said,
Yeah.
no, you didn't. So
Were we just talking distance because you moved to Australia? That's pretty far.
yeah, exactly.
Took
Yeah.
you across the world. That's true.
It's just how you look at it, you know?
Yeah.
Perspective.
I turned that around really quickly.
Yeah, you did very well there. Sydney United continue their dream run. Good to see they're in our local football, and Local gone global, Ange Postecoglou, Celtic,
Yes.
9-0
Killed it.
win. We had a few 9-0 wins.
I know.
Obviously, you had the Liverpool one.
Quite weird, right? How like scorelines like that happen the same weekend.
Yeah, so dominant. Like to win. I watched the last half an hour of that because I flicked on Celtic and I was like, geez, it's 4-0.
Yeah, wow.
It was in the second half and I was like, I'll watch this. It looked like to be Dundee in that game, Olan. They could not get out of their half. They were just chasing
Joe
shadows.
Hart is the keeper for Dundee, right?
No, for Celtic.
Oh,
For Celtic. But he
okay.
posted and the Dundee's goalkeeper liked his post.
Yeah, okay. I
Come
saw
on, bro. You
something.
just cop 9.
Yeah, I saw
But
something.
Celtic women did 8-0 as well.
Yeah. What a day.
Between
Running
the
up the
two of them.
scores. What's going
Yeah.
on?
Jacinta
Absolutely killing it.
Gala. We love to see it.
Yeah, Jacinta Gala's taking the mickey over there, and Aaron Moy was looking like Andrea Pirlo in that game. He was just taking the piss from midfield, but it's a big win. I had a good question actually in here from Eshan Zain.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eshay.
Eshaba. Eshan Zain's asked, if Ange's Celtic was in the Prem, how would they go?
Ooh. I'm saying mid-table.
Okay, that's decent.
Yeah, I'm. It's a
'Cause-
tough one though because you rarely see them up against
Yeah,
in that scenario.
because some
right?
people come out and say the Scottish Prem is like not even championship level. Some people say that, and then others come and go, no, it's like championship Prem. Like, where do you see the Scottish Premiership?
Well, I think as a collective, as a whole, probably championship. But those two teams are obviously Rangers and Celtic.
Celtic,
I think
yeah.
they could definitely hold their own in the Prem.
In the Prem, okay.
Yeah,
Those two
I
teams.
I agree with you. Maybe
know.
mid-table.
Yeah, maybe
I'd be
mid-table.
surprised if they were better than that.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's clearly they stand out in their own league,
Yeah,
very much so.
I will say that I think there's been periods in Scottish football, and I think 20 years ago, definitely there were Premier League teams.
Yeah.
Definitely they were good
Yeah.
enough. Then I'd say it went through a shit period where recently, like Neil Lennon's Celtic, I reckon would have probably got relegated from the Premier League, and Rangers, obviously they had their financial troubles, but now under Postecoglou and Van Bronckhorst, they're probably Premier League quality.
Yeah.
But some other games in the Scottish Prem, when you watch Livingston,
know.
Kilmarnock on synthetic ground, it's tough to watch at times. But anyway,
Well, another
that's-
Aussie scored in. I don't know if he's playing in the Scottish League. Keanu.
yeah, Keanu.
He scored.
Yeah, he
this
scored.
Weekend. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
Wasn't
back-
his
back-
first
Mirren.
goal?
First
yeah,
goal.
first
Same
goal,
Mirren.
man, doing his thing.
Great to
So-
see. Young lad as well, another Western Sydney former player. Plenty of our Aussies are playing over there in Scotland and bagging goals. Quick update on the local football on the A-League. And before I get to that update, I want to talk about anyone that's watching the pod at the moment. Look at this gorgeous thing here on set. We've added something to the set. First time in a while. The new A-League ball for the men and women. And this is courtesy of Sammy J, working at the A-Leagues, that sent this one. So
Thank
thanks
you,
so
Sammy.
much,
Thanks,
Sammy.
Sammy. We appreciate it.
It's a nice looking ball, isn't it?
It is a nice looking ball. It's one of them balls where like if you make great contact with the ball, it will just curl and do what
It will glide.
it does what you want it to do.
Yeah, it does look.
Them kind of balls there.
Are we going to test
You
this out?
felt them before?
Surely we're going to test this
We'll
out.
test it out.
If you see a
Well,
bit of...
We're gonna. Oh, I'll leave that for later.
Oh, yeah, you've
Oh,
got
you got-
plans.
Offside.
Olan's got a little
Olan's
surprise
got
for
plans,
everyone.
yeah.
The
Olan's
Born-
got plans.
The Born Offside crew, but we're going to talk about that later.
We'll take this ball down to the park. If you see it scuff next week, that's why Olan hit a few diags on it. Thanks very much for the football update on one of those teams, Brisbane Raw. We know we spoke about them last
Oh,
week.
yeah. Yes,
I feel
tell
like
us,
there's
tell
always
us,
a bit
tell
of
us.
drama with these guys.
Yeah, look, there's more drama coming their way. Look, the A-League boss came out defending them and saying that they won't be stripped of their license because there was rumors going around that would happen. But
Wow.
they're also being investigated for JobKeeper irregularities.
Oh.
Yeah.
What?
So they've
Oh.
rorted the system
What's
during
going
Got a
on
little
here?
ATO issue.
Brisbane
going on.
Raw.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Okay.
This is called the allegedly segment.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
For those watching at home, if you say the word allegedly, you can't get sued for
Yeah.
anything. That's a little tip for anyone that's creating content. Allegedly, this happened. There was also rumours they were going to get thrown out of the Queensland MPL competition because they owe money to Football Queensland.
Who's
Who's the
running
owner?
place?
It's got to be Nigerian. He has to be. Sounds like some fraud things going on there, man. I'm not going to lie to you. I can say that.
Come
You
to think
can.
of it,
You can say
come to
it.
think, I got an email from him saying that I won $15 million. You know those emails you used to get from
those
Nigerian
ones.
Brits?
Yeah, exactly, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
brilliant.
I'm talking to one right now, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you actually.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Any advice there, Olan? No?
We'll talk about it offline.
Yeah, so we'll keep you updated on that situation. I mean, obviously, for the good of the league, I don't know what's going on. We want it sorted because Brisbane are a great club.
Yeah.
Home of, in my opinion, one of the greatest A-League teams with that raw Salona side. So hopefully nothing too serious happens. But we spoke about Celtic and local football.
Yeah.
A lot of Aussies have gone over there and done the trip.
Wow.
What about this fella who's done the opposite, right? Lee Griffiths.
Okay.
He's currently playing for MPL side Mandurah City
Mandurah City. What is that?
over in the
Victoria?
Western Australia.
Yes, okay.
Scored an absolute banger. I believe it was his first game. Could have been his second game, but I know he's got equal goals in games. Now, he scored 90 goals in 173 games for Celtic. It was a bizarre signing for an
So
MPL
he's
side.
moved from Celtic.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I assume he's maybe moved for other reasons.
Okay.
Maybe just he's got a job over here. He's only 32.
Yeah, wow.
He's only 32. He's
got
still
a couple
very
years.
young.
Yeah, still got a couple of years in him.
Very young, right? And he was at Celtic right up until he went out on loan, but he was there up until this season. His contract ended in June with Celtic, right? And he
What?
came and moved to Mandurah City. It's a strange one. He's played 22 games for Scotland. Have a look at his absolute
It's a
peach.
decorated footballer.
Well, this is the thing. The NPL, we know we love the NPL. We love the level, right? But there's sometimes a golfing class when you see a player that comes from the Scottish Prem. Have a look at this finish, right? The ball's gone down the right. He's sitting at the edge of the box here, Olan. Look at this. Shimmy. See you later. Left peg. Suck on that.
Oh,
How's that for a finish?
No, that's class. That's class.
How is that for a finish?
Class.
Have a look at
little
this.
Fake
You
one,
can tell
chopped
this
it
lad.
slide and just he's made it look easy as well.
Look at that. Shimmy. See you later. Left peg.
Oh, stunning.
Done it a
Top
million
Beautiful.
times. Wow.
Unbelievable finish. This is
class.
why we need to start
Yeah.
importing players. Can you believe this? Skip the A-League and he's playing in the NPL. So it'll be interesting to see if any A-League sides
Just
try
pick him up.
pick him up.
I'd
So
love to
on a
know
free-
what his thought process was around that, and if he'd done a bit of research and seen that the NPL quality was like
He probably found an Aussie
Decent
wife. And
Yeah.
That's where she lives.
out of Western Australia.
Maybe.
Met a nice girl in Perth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think that's probably what happened.
I think the best thing about them, they're not. I don't believe they're NPL 1.
Oh, so he's sitting like MPL.
They're a third tier side, so I think they're NPL 2.
This is fascinating. We need to speak with him.
We need to speak with him because that's a
I
massive
bet
one.
you he's picking up a heavy paycheck too.
Brown paper bags.
Yeah.
Surely.
Yeah,
Surely that's
definitely.
cash.
Solid cash coming.
Cash money. But he's repaying it so far.
Fair
Great
enough.
goal. Great results early on in the season. I think they've won both their opening 2 games, so why not? Let's go quickly to the Premier League. We spoke
Let's
about the
go.
9-0 with Celtic. Magic Cat apparently is no longer magic. This is what was written in.
I think first of
Ooh.
all that's really hard.
That's
Because we all make mistakes.
a stab at you
even
again.
magicians.
well, you
To be
predicted
fair-
that they were going to beat Manchester United 3-0.
Yeah. So I said there would be 3 goals in the game.
Oh, we're not doing that.
Sounds like
We're
Jose.
not-
3. Respect, man.
Respect.
3.
Respect.
My gut was telling me 3 goals. I'm sorry, I attributed them incorrectly.
Okay.
Okay.
Fair enough. That's fair enough. They did bounce back though, and they put 9 past Bournemouth. Everyone scored
Did
and
you see
assisted besides Salah.
that press conference though?
Which one?
The Bournemouth Liverpool.
Now, what did Klopp say?
What happened?
Scott Parker looked like he was going to cry.
Yeah. Well,
I saw a picture after the game of Klopp hugging Scott Parker, and I was like, no, don't do that.
that's not on.
You're not doing that to me. After you've just humiliated, you want to put your arm
You
around
may as
me.
well give him
Yeah, he's-
knuckles on
Yeah,
his head. You may as well
That
just.
would have been scrapping him.
Nuts.
Yeah. Well,
100%.
it was. I mean, perfect day at the office for Liverpool.
Yeah.
Dominated. Luis Diaz, amazing. Firmino, good to see him.
Yeah, no, an assist and a goal. Did he
Couple
score? Yeah,
assists,
yeah,
couple
yeah,
goals.
Trent's goal was decent as well.
Yeah,
Took the Mickey. But Salah,
nothing.
the funny part was there was a fantasy Premier League laugh because a lot of people captain Salah every week, and he got 3 points. He was the only player in that Liverpool team. Didn't score, didn't assist, missed the sitter as well.
Yes.
Is this something to worry? Because so far this season, it doesn't look like the Mo that we've come to expect.
I mean, it's obviously a little concerning. It's
Right.
great to see that there's at least 6 other players who can score a goal
Yeah.
for us. I am one of said people who captained Mohamed Salah
Of
and Arsenal.
course.
And then I had Trent Alexander with 17 points and Haaland on 17 points. I could have captained either of those and done
my
far
God.
better than I did.
Right.
But I think, look, it's Salah. It's not like he's over. He's coming back. But I think he was probably just cruising through that game and he just knew that goals were getting scored and he was just doing his bit. But it's
I
a
don't know,
bit
man. They said,
concerning.
they
I
said that
reckon
about
I-
Torres.
I-
Remember when they said
it's-
that about Torres?
Yeah, it's
It's
interesting.
Torres. He'll be back.
It's
Still waiting.
And
interesting
Torres,
to
we're still waiting
see-
for Torres to come back.
to see if he'll struggle without the Mane, because I feel like
It's
him and
true,
Mane,
that
there
could
was
be
a
the
there was a
case.
some sort of complex between him and Mane. Mane competing against each other and then bouncing off each other. I wonder if he'll struggle because Mane is gone now. You know,
Well, you can see Mane scoring at Bayern, so
Yeah.
just like go do something, please.
Yeah, to be fair, everyone scores a Bayern. But good result for Liverpool nonetheless. I'm sure they silence the haters with that. But for him, can you imagine he gets dropped from that side? That'll be a statement. I don't think he will.
We're getting really ahead of ourselves. It's been like
look,
one
Klopp's
game,
not dropping
guys.
him. Nah, I don't
He
think
He
so.
scored the
man.
week before. If it
Yeah, it was a
wasn't,
jammy goal as well.
it doesn't matter. A goal's a goal.
Yeah.
And if he hadn't scored against United, it would have been way worse for us. We needed a goal against United in that game.
Right.
And he did that for us. We'll take 9 from other players and we'll move on to this week and pray that he scores something.
Yeah, I'm sure. Look, class is permanent. Let's. I'm sure he'll be back, but still sucked into everyone who captained him on fantasy.
You're so obviously Chelsea fans.
What do
How?
you mean? He's
Just
our
so
product. He's a
obviously
Chelsea product.
fans. Yeah, but he's not playing for
You're
Chelsea, is
welcome,
he?
by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're welcome.
He's playing like Chelsea Salah at the moment. I'll tell you that much. Chelsea did win. Thanks for mentioning that. Chelsea did win, despite going a man down after 28 minutes. Conor Gallagher was so good last season with Palace.
So good.
And
he's struggling
poor,
a bit.
hasn't he?
Yeah, he's struggling a bit. And it's that, I just feel like he probably feels a little bit of pressure to prove himself.
Yeah.
You know, and he's probably going through that transition as well. When he was at Palace, it was just play freely, just go out and prove yourself. Now he knows he's at the level where this is everything that he wanted. Maybe the pressure's getting to him a little bit. But to be fair, the challenge he made, I've looked at it a few times and I'm like,
The second yellow?
yeah.
I think it's a yellow. I think it is.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
definitely
fair.
a yellow, but
Yeah.
does he have to make it or not?
No, he doesn't.
You don't think he has to make it?
Nah. Maybe it's like, okay, I get it, like it's a counter-attack, but he's still halfway between the box and the halfway line. You back your players to get back, man.
Yeah.
The guy's not running 70 meters and scoring, but look, it was a questionable one. The Chelsea do have to still play on Wednesday morning, our time, against Southampton, and then the transfer window shuts. So there's another game there. Do you think he's still on the chopping block to potentially be sold or loaned out again?
Definitely.
And maybe he's got one last chance here against Southampton?
I definitely think he's probably still looking at him. But the fact that he's been starting him and playing him and in and around the squad does say that he does want to keep him there. He's not just been cast out, you know. But you never know.
Yeah,
Transfer window. You really don't know.
You never know. And that's what's funny about it is that we're going to talk a little bit about transfers now, but this time next week, you're going to see so many more because they all seem to happen in the last 2 hours.
Yeah, last 2 hours, like last 2 days. I don't know if you guys
know
watch
who's
Sunderland
busy?
Till I Die.
Yeah.
Like it's literally
Yeah.
like 12 o'clock. They're trying to get transfers in. So
Yeah,
isn't it?
Fabrizio Romano is like,
Oh, he's getting ready.
Going crazy.
itchy.
He's getting ready. He
He's
slept
like,
a lot the last week because now he's about to not sleep. That guy's taking everything he needs to take to stay up. And he's the GOAT, isn't he?
Yeah.
Fabrizio Romano. In the next 3 days, everyone follows him and keep an eye on him to see what happens because Man United seem to have landed a new man. Anthony.
Anthony, yeah.
Huge cash.
And he's played under Ten Hag before, right?
Yeah. Over another Ajax player going over there. And the transfer fee hasn't been revealed yet, but they reckon it could be a club record transfer.
what?
We've seen clips of him.
A club record transfer
I read somewhere
fee.
between Maguire and Pogba.
What?
Yeah.
Right.
And you think he's worth that much? Is it a panic buy?
But if it's Ten Hag and he's played with him before and he's like confident that he's going to do a good job, he's more likely to probably pull some strings.
There's no doubt he's got tasty feet on him. Like, mate, he can send defenders for chips. It is the Eredivisie, but I'm not going to shit on it. It's still a decent
Still a
league.
good league.
And I've seen some clips of him sending people left, right. And if he can do that in the Prem, if you can have him and Jadon Sancho on the other side, two players that are so good with their feet, surely United will become such an entertaining team to watch. But it is a lot of money.
Yeah.
And that was some of the questions we got on here, actually. Crispio4 said Fofana, because there's rumour Fofana's going to Chelsea.
He's gone now, I think.
It's done, yeah.
I
It
think
should be
it's,
done.
I believe
I think
so.
it's locked in.
Are
Yeah.
Fofana and Anthony worth those ridiculous price tags? Crispio4.
I don't think, to be honest, I don't think anyone's worth the price tag that they get these days, apart from like maybe Van Dijk, maybe Haaland, and maybe Mbappe, because inflation, everyone's price has just gone up. You don't really know what is a £50 million defender nowadays. Like, what is an £80 million striker nowadays? It's like,
Here's one for you. How much is Virgil van Dijk worth?
I think he's still worth. Maybe his value might have decreased after the injury, but he's still worth 80 mil.
8 mil.
80 mil. Yeah.
80 mil.
Yeah.
How many times is Van Dijk better than you as a defender? How many times better?
None. I'm joking.
How many times would you say he's better than you? Would you say he's 10 times better than
I
you?
would say he's way more than 10 times better.
50 times better than you.
Probably.
He's 50 times better the defender than you.
Probably.
Okay.
You got to think.
So, but that means you're still worth about 1.5 mil.
Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that any day. I'll take that any day. But when you see 80 mil, like there's a benchmark now, you know what I mean? And I think like that's why Maguire was crucified. And I say if Maguire cost United 20 mil, no one would give a shit.
Yeah, it's the price tag that
The
sets
price tag has been
expectation.
like, wait, Virgil was this much. You're supposed to be.
But don't you think those discrepancies are what makes it so hard to actually make a judgment of what a good 50 million defender is? Because you just look at it as though we've paid crazy amounts for players that have done zilch.
Here's one for you.
Give it to me.
What does the money actually correlate to? Is it purely footballing ability? Put it this way. Manchester United have a huge global appeal, right? Man United have more fans than Chelsea around the world. Man United have more fans than probably anyone. I think
Yeah.
they're probably still the most supported club.
Yeah.
Especially if you go to the Asian region. They've got
Yeah,
so
yeah,
many
so
Asian
many.
fans, right?
Yeah.
So Man United would sell far more jerseys than everyone else.
Mm.
Meaning Man United would make so much more money from jersey sales, from tours, from that than anyone else. So does it kind of make sense that Man United have to pay more for players, or at least pay players more, because they're going to make so much money back off it? Like apparently Pogba, they paid 90 million and they made it back in like a day on shirt sales alone. So is that why clubs charge United more? Because they're going to make it back. Anthony now, let's say they're paying 80 million for him. They're going to sell
Yeah.
millions of jerseys around the world. Man United is the biggest club. They still, even though they're terrible, right? They're all right now. But even though they've been pretty shit for 10 years,
It's
they're still
still
the biggest
the
club.
brand. It's
So
the
does that
brand.
exactly? So what I'm saying is, like, does it depend if you go to one of those clubs, Real Madrid, Man United, the price can go up because you're going to sell far more jerseys.
Maybe. And maybe you also just have the capacity to ask for more.
Yeah.
Because it's a
And
club
I
that can
think
give you that money.
That what you say there is true, because you'll notice like even the left wing back that was sold to us by Brighton, what's his name again?
Cucurella. Yeah.
Even him coming to us or him going to Man City first, his price like doubled because they knew that they were selling him to Chelsea or to Man City. So once they know they're selling him to a big club, it just skyrockets because I know you guys will pay it.
Yeah.
So it
so
makes
the
It's
sense.
like I think it's like any job, right? When you
Yeah.
have like big business, if you work for a bank and it's a big four, you
Yeah.
can ask for more when you go for that next
Yeah.
job.
And
That's the same deal. And I also think when you're going for a job at a big company, you can ask for more money because they got it.
And that's the thing. It's like no player's worth that much money. You always he's guy. You tell me you're paying $50 million. Who's worth that when doctors are getting paid less and whatever? You're right. But if I'm Mbappe
Yeah.
and I know that I'm selling a gazillion shirts every year, I'm going to go to my club and say,
Yeah.
$100 a shirt
Yeah.
times a gazillion is 100 gazillion.
Yeah.
Pay me my money, right? It kind of makes sense. It's
It
just
does,
football's
it
that
does,
big
it
now
does.
that these guys are unfortunately worth that much money.
It is.
Crazy.
It's a crazy time.
But I'll hopefully it puts a lot of pressure on. Nah, I hope he does well. Anthony. It's good to see flair players coming into the Prem, so I'm excited for that one. Of course, Alexander Isak over to Newcastle as well is a huge signing. He's been one of the highest rated strikers in Spain for quite some time, and he signs up top for Newcastle United. That's a generational.
Newcastle are making moves, eh?
They're making
They
moves.
look decent. They look very, very good. I'm
They
not
look
going to
very
lie.
good. Yeah,
Yeah.
and good for Eddie Howe as well. He's a great manager. Spurs win in a very Spurs way. Clean sheet, 2 goals from
Yep.
Kane. They look pretty rock solid. We did have a question here from Lexivan. Do Tottenham have what it takes to win the Prem?
What is his Prem talk like? People
I
just
know,
winning the Prem.
we 4 weeks
Like,
in, right?
what is going on? Like, it's always Arsenal or Tottenham too. Like,
They're
just
asking, yeah.
100%.
relax. Have you seen what City are still doing?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
City have not disappeared.
Yeah,
No.
They're still there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm so confused.
Can Spurs make top 4? Probably.
Yeah.
Like the way that
More
they're
realistic.
playing. I don't disagree with that. I think, like Perisic, Kulusevski.
They'll get there. They'll win
They're
games.
amazing.
They'll
And
win
it's
games.
Conte. But people need to relax.
Yeah, they showed a lot of limitations against Chelsea in that draw, which
Yeah.
they managed to nick a draw a couple of weeks back, but they showed a lot of limitations there. Just last thing I want to say about the Prem though, Jay Sultana wrote in. I'm throwing in heaps of questions here because we had
Yeah,
so
I
many
like
great
that.
questions today from our fans here on Born Offside. Absolutely love you guys. Jay Sultana said, guys, which player or team is flying under the radar in the Prem?
Under the radar.
So no one's talking
I
about
was
them.
going to say, I said this off air. I said Crystal Palace centre
Yes.
back. And is it Anderson?
Yeah.
Anderson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I reckon he bagged another goal header this week, and I think he done a job on Nunes
Yeah.
last week. That was if you go watch that player cam
Yeah.
of him on Nunes, it's just amazing. Like how he gets in his head,
Yeah.
how he bites him first couple minutes, then he makes him think that he's going to be nice to him, and then gets in the yellow, gets in the double yellow. I just think that's class. There's not that many CBs like that I watch. I'm like, okay, and he's just flown under the radar so
I rate
far
that.
for me.
I think Palace are so good at
Yeah.
uncovering talent.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like how many good players start at Palace?
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
They're my team for flying under the radar because they have obviously had to play Arsenal, City in the first. Yes, they lost City on the weekend. Arsenal, City, and Liverpool in their first 4 games. They managed to get a point off Liverpool, but they lost to Arsenal, lost to City. Understandable, but watch them now. I think that they are comfortably a top half team. They're very, very good. Vieira's a brilliant manager, and I do think they're flying under the radar just because of how hard of a draw they had.
That's a great shout.
And half their team didn't travel to Australia. They barely had a preseason as
Yeah.
well. So, yeah, I think they'll be very, very good. Quick check-in with the rest of the world. Barcelona win and finally register Jules Koundé. So
That's a positive.
they
He
finally
slept
got him.
good that night.
He slept good. They finally got him in the team. Lewandowski's already scored 4 goals in 2 games over there in La Liga. Nice backheel goal as well he scored earlier this morning. PSG slipped up. A little bit of a draw after smacking Lille last week. They drew. couple sitters. Messi missed one, not too bad. Mbappe
A little
missed a sitter.
humbling moment, maybe.
A little humbling moment
Yeah.
for them. Let's be real, they'll still win the league by 20 points.
Yeah,
And
110% they will.
speaking of winning the league by 20 points, Bayern Munich
Yeah.
dropped points thanks to Jan Sommer, who I think is one of the most underrated, if not probably, I'll go as far to say he's the most underrated goalkeeper in the world.
Okay.
Really? That's a big statement.
Jan Sommer is a freak. He's the single reason why I'm not very happy about the World Cup this year, because Italy aren't there because of Jan Sommer, Swiss goalkeeper.
Wow.
Right? He's a machine.
Okay, he's on the radar.
Always has been. He's always been a FIFA favorite on Ultimate Team.
Oh,
as
one
well.
of those
Cheap
players,
pickup.
Okay.
He broke a record. He made 19 saves against Bayern Munich in this game.
Wow.
Bundesliga record. And if you
Wow.
see, like 3 1-on-1s, like he was everywhere. He was everywhere.
Goalkeepers go into that zone, don't they, sometimes?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like
yeah.
nothing's going past
Yeah,
them. There's
it's
like a
their day.
few performances like I've seen like that, but mostly in the World Cup.
Yeah, yeah. Well, watch this space. Switzerland qualified directly, and he's their goalkeeper. So let's see if he can.
Imagine
Hey,
him in
Claude
the-
could be predicting here.
The
Yeah.
thought process there, like I always admire the like mental capacity of a keeper.
Yeah,
Keepers have
Especially
got to
when
be.
you're the underdog team, like you're just under pressure the entire game.
yeah.
Do you
That's
feel
unreal.
like keepers have got to have a different mindset to every single other player on the
100%.
pitch? Yeah.
You got to be a bit crazy for sure.
Yeah, it's the pressure, especially in those one-on-ones.
Yeah.
Like
You ever played with a normal goalkeeper?
Nah,
They're
I
all
haven't.
cookers.
Not one that was good.
Exactly. The good ones
yeah,
cooked.
the good ones
The good
are
ones are-
cooked.
Yeah.
So weird. So weird. There's always something off with them. There's a screw loose somewhere.
Always. You see him on a night out, like, okay, that's why you pick the goalkeeper on a night out just by that guy in the corner, like,
Yeah,
you know,
sure.
they're also
sniffing
6'7"
underpants or some weird shit like that. That's goalkeepers,
Well,
man.
you went there.
But you need them. You need them. They're great. Speaking of weird situations in world football, this is the weirdest at the moment. I want to talk
Okay.
about this because Scorera wrote in. He said, I'm sure you guys got this covered, but what about the Pogba brothers saga? Surely that's way offside. We've all
Yeah.
heard about this.
Yeah, Olan sent us something. Was like,
Yeah.
we need to talk about
Yeah.
this.
Yes.
We got to talk.
Hit the
But, I mean,
story.
I think most people will know about this by now. If you haven't heard about it, quick summary. Poor Pogba. We all know him, playing for Juventus now. He's now been subject to a 13 million euro blackmail. So he's supposed to be he has to pay 13 million to this gang. Now,
This
apparently they've got information and videos on him. One of those videos is him asking a witch doctor to put a curse on his French teammate Kylian Mbappe. Right?
This didn't work, did it?
This is apparently a video that
might
is
have.
out there.
Oh, you reckon?
The weirdest part about this is part of this gang is Pogba's own brother, Matthias, his older brother, Matthias Pogba.
He's part of the gang.
He's part of this gang and part of this blackmail.
Because of that, so that's why he had to put out the video.
Well, the video has, he's come out and said, if you don't pay up this money, we're going to put this video. But it's his own brother.
It's his
And now Pogba and the family, his mum and everything, have released a statement saying, unfortunately, we're not surprised. So clearly this brother's been a bit...
Wait, they're not surprised
They're not
that his
surprised.
brother's involved in all this
Yeah.
madness.
No.
But his brother's a pro as well, or was a pro.
They're all pros. All three brothers
Yeah.
have played professionally.
This is so
Paul
chaotic.
and Matthias Pogba actually grew up playing together in the UK. So while Paul was at Manchester United, Matthias was at a club just slightly smaller in stature, Wrexham.
Okay. Just a little bit lower. Gee, try 4 leagues down.
And maybe his hatred started
Yeah,
at that
that's what I'm
point.
saying. I'm thinking, is it like a little...
Is it a jealousy
Do
thing?
you ever
Is
get
it
so
the-
jealous of your brother that you join a gang and
that
then
just extort him for all his
Yeah.
money?
Yeah.
Like, no.
That's a new one.
It's weird, right?
Good to know that.
I mean, I
you can
get
do
it if
that
your
though.
brother's like banging your missus like Ryan Giggs.
Yeah.
Then maybe you try
Yeah,
extorting
then
him for
maybe-
all his money. Fuck him, right? But if it's
I
Paul
want-
Pogba, seems like an easy bloke.
Especially like they're an African family, right? And I know my family's African as well. Like we're so closely knit.
Yeah.
Especially brothers as well. Like
Yeah.
you kind of want your brother to always do well. His win is your win as well. You know what I mean? Like, but I'm thinking, what? There's got to be something that's gone down. That
Money does ugly things
Yeah.
to people. The whole situation is way offside. But something that kind of gets overlooked in this whole thing, because of how ridiculous it is between brothers, is this whole concept that apparently Paul Pogba asked the witch doctor to put a curse on Kylian Mbappe. If this is true,
what?
surely that's offside as well. What's that about?
that is far offside. That's as far offside as it gets.
Yeah, is that jealousy in itself?
It just sounds like a very toxic cycle that's going on here.
Yeah.
Well, we know there's a lot of egos in that French team,
Well,
and they did get knocked out early last.
Well.
So
well,
we don't know if it worked or not.
here's the link. We play France in the opening game of the World Cup,
Oh,
Australia.
shit.
Now, if the French are anything to go by, shambles, right? There's
Yeah.
always a saga, roughly every 10 years. 1998, they win the World Cup, right? 2002, they bomb out in the group. They lost to Senegal, famous game. They were shit. They went straight home. With a star-studded team, they were champions of the world and champions of Europe, and they went out in the group. Then they came back. They made the final in 2006. They had this great team. 2010, Anelka saga. Anelka saga.
All over the place.
Managers changing. Out in the group. Garbage. 2018, they come back, they win the World Cup. Now, sagas, left, right, and centre.
So what we're saying, this one is a saga.
Out in the group again. Champions
You're
curse.
saying out?
Yeah. Australia Dortmund.
Australia beat them in the opening game.
Because
But
Pogba and Mbappe don't want to play together.
We thank Pogba for that.
Yeah.
It all started with a curse.
Yeah.
Hey, we've predicted worse on here.
Maybe one of these gang members.
Yeah,
I can't wait for this clip to go viral.
Yeah, I can't wait for this
everyone's
one.
like, nah, they knew before.
Yeah.
Nah, it's a shout, Claude. It's a
Yeah.
shout. I'm rolling with
Evidence.
Yeah, the French squad. The French squad always got a bit of a controversy around it. Another random stat you don't need, but I'm going to give it to you anyway. Pogba has the 2 twin brothers, right? So Matthias is one of them. The other twin brother, Florentin,
you. Yes.
plays in India for ATK Mohun Bagan, and he plays with Dimitri Petratos.
What a
There's a
So random. So fucking random.
there's a random stat you didn't see,
Jesus.
but I just thought I'd just
No,
slide
that's
that in
great.
there. Yeah, there you go. The Indian Super League. That's a good place.
I want to see how this plays out, to be fair.
this is going to get.
Are they
ugly.
younger brothers?
Pogba's the young one.
Okay.
Pogba's younger than the other 2.
Wow, so he's older brothers.
His older brothers, yeah.
Pulling game
Yeah, I
violence.
don't know what. I'd love to get a word with the other brother. He hasn't been mentioned in any of this, Florentin, which is twin with Matthias, the crazy
Well,
gang member.
Have you got? Can you hook us up with a bit of a connection to? Yeah.
Call up Dimi. We'll call up Dimi Petratos,
Yeah.
and we'll have Dimi at training. Can we speak to Florentin?
Oh,
Petratos?
we could get
I'm
an
telling you.
exclusive here.
Yeah, could get down
Pull
to the
some
bottom
strings.
of it. It is a shame, and we hope it's resolved either way, one way or another. They actually played in a charity game earlier this year together, so this is all very recent.
This is weird.
Random. Anyway, let's talk about France. Let's stick in France and go to Lyon. Tell me what you think about this. Surely onside or offside. Lyon fans, ultras, came to the game with a massive banner. Now, new boot released, Adidas. They've released some shambles boots recently, but they've actually got it right with this one. Looks all right. The Adidas X's, they're the green colour, right? Karim Benzema's wearing them. A lot of famous players wearing them at the moment. Nice. Messi's wearing them, I think, as well. Gorgeous boots. But a lot of the players wearing them for Lyon, but the fans don't like it. They brought a big banner to the game banning this new boot, right?
What?
And they've
Why?
they've put respect the traditions in French. Don't wear green because their biggest rivals is Saint Etienne, a green team. So they're trying to ban their own players at Lyon from wearing green boots, onside or offside.
It's a bit too far. It's a boot.
So
not that
You
deep.
can't wear a boot that is any color of any team that you play.
Would that be like saying, like Liverpool, right? Can't wear blue boots. Mo Salah can't wear your blue, whatever he wears
it's too
because
far.
Everton.
You're taking it too far, but it doesn't
No.
surprise me because they're French. So really doesn't surprise me. The French always take things a bit too far.
Yeah.
It's too far.
It's a bit much.
Offside.
Offside?
It's off.
It's not that
kind of
deep.
onside in that it's so
Ooh.
entertaining.
Yeah.
No, like challenge them. It's funny. I want to see if they would actually change their boot choice for that.
It'll be interesting to see what happens next week, right?
Yeah.
So everyone with green boots is just getting booed. Or
Yeah, change them because the rivals, which aren't even in the league anymore, they got relegated.
but
But
if
still,
you like the boots that
They're
much,
not even
you're
in the
just gonna
league.
well,
change
Saint
it.
Etienne got relegated. Yeah.
Nah,
so
this
not
is
even
so
going to play
dramatic.
against them.
Not even
This
gonna
is
play
so
against them.
dramatic.
God. Oh, that's even worse.
They're making it out like they're playing each other next week. They're not even
Yeah.
in the same league.
Yeah.
I'd understand if they said when we play against them, don't wear that colour.
Yeah, that make a bit of sense,
I
wouldn't it?
agree.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But you're not even playing them.
Yeah.
Let it go.
So there you go. I mean, you combine French people who are stubborn in themselves and
Fans.
football fans, which are pretty
And
ridiculous.
French also love to ban things.
Yeah, exactly right. So look, we'll see what happens there. Let's see what the Lyon players do next week. Turkey.
Oh, hairlines.
Time to talk Turkey.
Talk to me.
This is literally becoming a thing.
It is. We need to have like a Turkey section just on the pod every week. Just
It's
hairlines.
called Turkey.
Time to
We just
talk
call it hairlines.
There's a few Italians in Turkey at the moment. Andrea Pirlo's coaching in Turkey, a team you probably have never heard of. He's coaching them, and he got a win on the weekend. But also coaching there is Vincenzo Montella, Italian former player, Adana Demispor. He's got Balotelli in his team.
Balotelli's still playing.
Balotelli's still playing, right?
Love it. Keep going.
Had a decent year last
My
year
guy.
as well. He's been good, man. He's been scoring goals and he's been staying out of the headlines, which is weird up until the weekend.
Oh no.
Right? He came in at
He said
halftime.
psych.
History repeats itself.
He came
Let's
in at
go.
halftime. After the game, he was arguing with the referee about something.
Classic.
Right. His coach, Montella, also Italian, comes over to try pull him away. Balotelli says something to him.
To his coach.
To the coach. The coach then says something to Balotelli, which sets him off. And the two of them start fighting on the field. Balotelli and his coach, Montella.
No way.
Separated
Have we
by
got
all
footage
the
of
players.
this?
I can try find some footage. I don't have it on
Oh
here.
my
I'll try
God.
Google and find some footage here. But they fought on the pitch. Now, Montella just came out afterwards saying, I'm going to forget about it here, but I expect much better from someone like Balotelli. Do you really, though?
Who took the first?
Do you know who you signed?
No, who took
You
the
literally
first?
signed the most controversial player ever.
Who hit who first?
Well, actually, it looked like Montella said something to Balotelli to piss him off. You see him here. Hold on. I think I've got it here. Montella said something there to piss him off, and he's then gone looking for him. Balotelli's, here you go. He's chirping. Montella's chirping. And actually, I think the coach gets animated first. Yeah, Balotelli looks like he's obviously... the coach is very animated. Montella's losing his shit in the back there, having to be restrained.
Yeah, it looks a bit more like the coach is
Looks like
going
he's lost.
for
Who
him.
knows what Mario said to him to set him off?
Because there's something about the missus. That would have set anyone off.
Could have said something about his missus.
Could have.
We know the Italians can do that sometimes. You remember
Yeah.
Materazzi on Zidane. Onside or offside?
Cheeky little headbutt.
Was that the Zidane thing as well?
Yeah,
Was that
yeah.
what he said something about his missus,
I think
right?
it was his missus or something like that.
Yeah.
Is this a situation where, as a player, you've just got to shut up? Is
Absolutely.
There,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I just think just talking back to the
To the
gaffer
manager.
in general,
yeah,
in front of a group of people is a bit offside.
he's wrong,
Yeah.
right?
There's always
I think
respect authority.
Yeah, it goes back to respecting authority, the egos that you get in the game, the fact that they're on these incredible salaries, but it's still your boss.
It is your boss, exactly.
Yeah.
There needs to be some respect there. So Balotelli, there still is a couple days left in the transfer window.
He might be gone.
Could be seeing Balotelli gone in the next 2 days.
He
So
could
watch
be
that
gone.
space. A man that he actually, the most famous thing for Balotelli, Aguero, he actually touched it on to Sergio Aguero to win the Premier League title. That's the most famous assist ever. Aguero doesn't play anymore, but he had a warning for one of his former teammates during the week. He loves to
had a warning.
stream.
Yeah, he's a streamer. He's a Twitch streamer.
He's
He's,
a
like
Twitch
a
streamer.
famous
Right.
Twitch streamer, yeah.
So
he was...
You're going to collab soon, eh?
You should
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Maybe.
He was Twitch streaming the Champions League draw. And when he saw the draw and saw that Benfica are going to play PSG, Nicolas Otamendi plays at the back for Benfica.
Yeah.
Loves a tackle, right?
Yeah, he used to play for City as well, didn't he? Yeah.
And he threatened him in Spanish, and he basically said, "I'll kill you if you tackle Lionel Messi too hard." And put him. He goes, "We've got a World Cup around the corner, Nicholas. If you're listening, I will kill you if you hit him too hard." Fair enough.
That's
right?
fair enough.
It's
He
fair
wants
enough.
Messi at the World Cup.
It doesn't. Yeah, exactly
Yeah.
right. Don't hurt.
Otamendi's Argentinian as well, so it makes
Yeah.
sense. They're all going to play together. Just
course.
don't kill him.
Don't know what Benfica fans are going to think about that, going easy on Messi,
That's-
going into the World Cup. But that's going to be a delicate thing, right? We now have a World Cup in the middle of a season. It's the first time ever. Are we going to see those players start to taper off and just...
I wonder if we do.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, those last few
I
games
think
before the
we
World
will.
Cup...
Because, think about it in your head. If you're going to the World Cup, so say I'm Otamendi and I've got Messi on my team, and I'm playing in a club match against Messi, and I know I'm going to be playing with him in a couple months. I don't want to injure him. I'm not going to whack him as hard.
So it's going to be interesting. Hey, it's going to be a
Yeah.
different
I still
vibe.
want to win,
Yeah.
but if there's a chance to absolutely nail him,
You're not going to do that.
I might not nail him as hard.
Yeah.
You'd hope not.
You'd hope
You'd
not.
hope not.
But in the heat of the game, sometimes you get carried away.
Yeah.
But it'd be interesting if the players themselves back off as
Back
well.
off a little
So
bit.
like this isn't just players on Messi. This is Messi's approach to the game. Is he gonna? I mean, he may even request a bit of time off, like not a full
We
game.
know Messi loves
you
to do
know?
that sometimes.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he would
Flies
say
to
that.
Argentina early
Yeah,
just
Neymar
to
as well.
spend a bit of time with the fam.
Yeah, probably. You'll start to see those players think of the World Cup. It's going to be a whole different dynamic. We've never experienced this
Didn't
before.
Messi? Because we discussed this last season that he had those contractual agreements that he can basically leave whenever he
He can
wants.
go to Argentina for, they can never hold him back from an international
Yeah.
camp. No matter how long it is or whatever, he
Yeah.
can leave at any time. Argentina comes first, basically. Is in his contract with PSG.
Mm.
He's another veteran, El Matador, Edinson Cavani. Breaking news. I just saw this one right now. Literally
El
breaking news.
Matador.
Just got messaged to me by producer Shabs. Edinson Cavani signed for Valencia.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Rate that.
Not that it doesn't surprise me, but he wasn't getting in at United, was he? So
no.
yeah, I actually think he had an all right season for
He had a
United.
good stint
I think
at
he had a
United.
good stint. I think he popped up with goals when they
He's
needed
one
him.
of those
Yeah.
under the radar players, eh?
Yeah.
Especially recently, I feel like nobody talks about him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Matador, I mean, he's got a lot of energy, and I think for him it's all about trying to get that spot up front for Uruguay.
He wants to play.
He needs game time before the World
Yeah.
Cup, right? That's what it's all about. So he's moved to Valencia. His coach is Gennaro Gattuso, just another crazy
Ooh,
man.
We remember
himself.
Gattuso.
Gattuso.
Crazy guy.
Crazy guy.
What
Let's
a
see what he
player.
does at Valencia. Valencia do have a history of sacking managers. Gattuso has a history of getting sacked. So match made in heaven. We'll see what happens. Let's have a look at that Champions League draw.
Yes.
Liverpool, we'll go with your side. Ajax, Liverpool, Napoli, Rangers. You like that? How you feeling?
Did you hear talk about Ronaldo and Napoli?
Just shit all over my question. I just
No,
asked it.
but this
Typical cat.
is part of my I mean, if a Napoli had a Ronaldo, I'd freak out a little bit.
Yeah.
I do think Napoli are absolutely brilliant at the moment.
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting to see them against a team like Liverpool because we always discuss whether or not the levels are the same.
Well, they met a couple seasons ago, and Napoli beat them in Napoli in the Champions League. But
I do remember that.
But ended up going home on goal difference in that group.
Yeah.
I think they had Dortmund in that group as well. But I'm glad you brought that up, Kat. That is a good point.
Yeah.
Napoli could pick up Cristiano Ronaldo. I think
Is that talks? Is there talks of that?
there's talks.
It's talks. It's the
Because Ronaldo looks
closest thing
so
to
unhappy.
real that I've heard anything in
Yes.
regards to Ronaldo.
I think it's the most
He
realistic
looks so
option.
unhappy at United, but his son looks extremely happy playing for United. So I wonder if he's just going to say because his son's like in the United academy. And
Surely
all
they
that.
wouldn't pull him out.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
Keep him there, maybe keep him there.
Keep
I
him
don't know
there.
how the Napoli academy
That's
compares.
what I'm saying. Because if Ronaldo moves to Napoli,
son
his son
usually
has to
plays.
come with him,
Yeah,
right? His son doesn't stay at United, does he?
Well, the thing is, he might not go permanently. So the most recent rumor I've heard is that Napoli have apparently tabled an offer. It's something I think both clubs should maybe consider. So Victor Osimhen is a beast striker, Nigerian, up front for Napoli. Machine.
Great ultimate team card.
Great ultimate team card.
Yeah.
One of the best strikers in world football at the moment, right? Very good. Now, what apparently Napoli have said is 120 million euros for him, for Victor Osimhen,
Wow.
'Cause
To
he-
United.
to United, plus 1 year of Cristiano Ronaldo on loan.
Oh.
So you pay 120 million
Wow.
plus Ronaldo for a year, and they'll take it.
Wow.
Okay.
That's a good deal.
That's for United.
is-
They're getting one of the best young strikers. For Napoli, they're getting 1 year of Ronaldo. You probably don't want more than
Yeah.
1 year,
I think he's got well.
and you're getting
They got
120
one
million.
good year.
And what he does, he buys you a year to think of how you're going to spend that on a new striker. So in the meantime, you've got Ronaldo.
That's
it's an
very.
interesting
That's a
deal.
good deal for both parties.
Yeah.
That sounds
Yeah.
pretty even.
Yeah,
That definitely could happen.
Back to your question.
right.
That's why, because my first thought now when I think of Napoli is the potential of that signing. But I still think we do all right in that group.
Liverpool and Napoli through. You think? Ajax out?
Ajax are.
Oh, don't write off Ajax.
You can never write off
You
Ajax.
can't. You can't write them off.
You can't. The young guns. They always
Who was the
perform.
fourth one?
Rangers.
No, Rangers are done.
They're done?
Yeah, I think Rangers now.
I don't know about done, but
They're not making it out of that group.
They'll nick a
No,
point
no,
off
no.
someone.
Yeah.
yeah.
But I don't think they're getting out of the group.
At
I'll
this
be
rate,
very
probably
surprised.
Liverpool. But anyway.
I'll be very surprised. Let's fly through them, shall we? You got to yell out the two teams you think are going through. You're
Okay.
wearing them right now. FC Porto, Atletico Madrid, Bayer Leverkusen, Bruges.
Atletico and Porto.
Porto, yeah, they're good in the Champions League. Olan, Milan, Chelsea, Salzburg, Dinamo. Should be straightforward, you'd think.
Chelsea, Milan.
You'd think so, right? I
Yeah.
think so
Yes.
as well. Real Madrid, Leipzig, Shakhtar, Celtic. Can Ange Postecoglou get out of this group? Real Madrid, Leipzig, Shakhtar Donetsk, Celtic.
Well, it's Real Madrid for sure.
You think so, yeah?
Yeah. I'm going to actually say Celtic.
You're gonna say Celtic, Shakhtar,
They're in
Shakhtar
a
was-
good zone. I'm going to say it. Let's see what happens.
Leipzig.
Leipzig
I
as
know
well.
I know Leipzig
Come
is good
on,
too.
Leipzig just got Werner back as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he
So,
assisted a nice goal
assisted on the
weekend.
so
weekend.
I'm going Leipzig and Madrid.
Yeah. Be hard to say. If Celtic get out of that group, Postecoglou will officially secure himself in the Premier League next season.
I'm feeling hopeful
Yeah.
for him, you know.
He'll get Premier League.
I'd love to see him in the Prem.
We've seen weirder things happen.
Yeah, you never know. Good to see Celtic and Rangers both in the Champions League. Great for Scottish football.
Yeah.
Bayern, Barca, Inter, and Victoria Pilsen. Now, for Victoria,
Who the hell is Victoria? Who?
nice to be there, right? It's fantastic. Going to be.
Victoria
This
who?
is like young boys.
This is like, yeah.
Oh,
like,
okay.
well, you
Nice
never
to-
know.
Yeah, you never know.
You never know. But Inter, Barca, Bayern. Who goes out?
I think Barca
I think
go
Barca
out.
are out.
Really?
Yeah. I think Inter will
Oh no,
sh-
Lewandowski's
Lewandowski.
really like warming up
I think Inter
Against
probably go
Bayern.
out. I think Inter.
against Bayern. That's
Bayern.
going to be a good game.
Bayern top that group. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, Bayern top that group. Maybe Barca and Bayern.
Yeah, I think so. Inter, yeah, I like the Italian teams doing well, but they get your hopes up and then they're just bottle
Yeah,
jobs.
the more
Inter
I
bottle
think
jobs.
about it,
Yeah, we'll see.
it's Barca.
Frankfurt, Tottenham, Sporting Club de Portugal, and Marseille. That's a good group. That's a nice.
is a
That's a
good
nice, balanced group.
That's a nice even group. Tottenham getting out of that.
I gotta go English bias and go Tottenham,
Yeah.
and then
In their current form, I'd say, yeah.
and then
Is it
Sporting, who are also
Yeah.
throwing their hat in the ring to take Cristiano Ronaldo.
obviously
his former club.
Yeah,
That's a
Could be a-
group that Ronaldo would bag 5-6 goals in. I
yeah,
reckon.
easy.
100%. I'm gonna go maybe Sporting.
Sporting could get out of that.
Yeah, I'll
Maybe
say the
Marseille.
Marseille could.
I don't know. Frankfurt, Europa League winners. It's tight. That's a very nice group. I like that one. They're all even. None of them are great, but none of them are bad.
But none of them are bad.
They're just a bunch of 6 out of 10s, which
Yeah.
is great. Man City, Sevilla, Dortmund, Copenhagen. Matty Ryan.
Man City.
Matty Ryan is going to have to face Manchester City here.
Oh, beautiful. Love that.
Busy day at the office for
See
Matty.
how he does, man. It'll be interesting to see how he does. The Aussie number one.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm going to go City, obviously, and then probably Dortmund.
Dortmund?
Probably
Over
Dortmund.
Sevilla? Dortmund? You think so?
No, I think Sevilla could do that.
Copenhagen.
Sevilla.
Just
Sevilla
happy to
are
be
a
there?
cup
See ya.
team.
Yeah.
Sevilla are a cup team. What'd you say?
Copenhagen, it's like, once again, kind of, I'm happy to be there.
Happy to be there.
No, I think Sevilla can come in clutch. I
Sevilla are a
have
cup
some
team.
faith in them.
Lopetegui, maybe. Last one, PSG, Juve. You'd think they're going through. Benfica are also there. And then Maccabi Haifa from Israel.
Happy to be there.
Nikita Rukavica is up front for them.
That's
Another
one of my
Aussie.
favorite teams.
Oh,
Yeah?
No,
really?
I'm just kidding.
I was going to say,
I was going to say, it's random.
Rukavica is up front for them, so it'd be good to see
Love
another
that.
Aussie in the Champions League. But yeah, I think they'd just be happy to be there. Juve PSG there?
Yeah,
Has
Juve
to be.
PSG has to be.
Has to be.
Juve can always flop, though.
That's, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
It could be Benfica.
Yeah.
It could have quite a few Portuguese teams in there today.
Oh, I think
today.
I think Juve get out. I think Juve and PSG get out, but I like that. I like it. No one's saying Maccabi. No Maccabi. No,
Nah.
happy to be there. We had a few questions on that. Jai Bull asked about which dark horse could win the Champions League. Do you think there's anyone that's not a mainstream that could win the Champions League this year?
Not Maccabi Haifa.
What?
This could be their moment.
I'm going to toss some dark. Like, could
Throw some
you
at
think-
us.
who you think,
Atletico
Claudes?
Madrid, for example, make a run? Is it finally their time? They've made 2 finals in the last 10 years.
Atletico, they've always
You're
done
not
well.
wrong.
They've always done not too bad in the
Yeah.
Champions League. They could have a little run. I don't. Just because of last year, I'm just thinking like it's always whoever has the most experience is always going to end up in and around
So
it.
it's Bayern, Real,
Yeah, Bayern, Real,
Liverpool could
City
Liverpool
too.
potentially. City
City,
couldn't
City
be.
haven't had
Is it
that
City's
moment
year?
yet. You
But
know?
do you
They've
know
got
with City
Haaland.
the reason why City haven't won the Champions League?
because of Pep's curse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know why the behind that?
Yeah.
It was the juju,
Yeah.
the witch, the African witch. That
Yeah.
was.
Exactly.
So,
it's basically
maybe
another Pogba
maybe it
signing.
actually works.
Yeah.
There's some real witchcraft
Yeah.
going on in
Going on
football.
down
Who
there,
would've
yeah,
thought?
no man.
Yeah. Man, you Africans got to chill with the witch
I
doctor.
know we have to.
What are you
hey,
doing, man?
We gotta get a one up somehow.
Speaking of curses,
Mm-hmm.
I was telling you offline, Claudes, earlier about this 7-season curse that apparently Jurgen Klopp has.
This was interesting
Because he's had 7 seasons at the last 3 clubs, and when he gets to his 7th season,
he's shit.
he flops.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it happened at
what?
Mainz, it happened at Dortmund, and then they're saying it's going to
And
happen
this is his
here.
7th season at Liverpool.
Wow. Oh, let's
And
see.
we're talking like teams got relegated.
Mine's got
Oh,
relegated
what?
with him. Yeah, mine's went down with him.
Jeez, I
On
didn't
the
know
seventh
he's got
season.
relegation on the CV.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Now,
So,
my friend sent me a TikTok.
Mm.
Like all the best things we learn are
of course,
through TikTok.
highly
of course.
educational.
And I did a bit of research, and he was not wrong.
Yeah.
So
There you go. Klopp's
There you
7th
go.
season could be shambles, and he could be out the door, according to Kat. That's
Mr. Cat.
allegedly.
I feel like there's conflict of interest here.
Last few things I want to squeeze in here. Fantasy Prem, Kat, you've done rubbish as usual. Ladder update. I'm now top of the couch because
Claudes is
Olan,
sitting top.
your boy
Was he slipped down?
Peter Cech, slipped
You
down
need to check on him.
slipped down to
Hey,
13th.
Put it check. Let's have some words.
Yeah, you need to have a
Right.
chat to him. I'm up to 12th. Producer Shaps is in 76. They're doing quite well.
76. Wait, out of how many?
It's not bad.
You're actually not allowed an opinion on this.
Cat's 90th.
Because
Cat
you
is
are
just in the
literally-
top 100 at the moment.
You are literally like just
That is
coasting off
class,
the.
Cat. That is class.
You haven't
You're
lifted a
90th.
finger.
Listen, if I put a team
Literally,
together,
your
they would not be
opinion
90th.
Your opinion's so irrelevant.
You,
don't even
this is
realize.
what you do. You're
Yeah, I let fantasy control my life. I never said I was freaking good at it.
well.
just hanging on to
Research
100.
shows if you spend time on something, you should be good
Who
at
said
it.
I spend time?
You don't.
I've seen you on a night out on your fantasy prem.
Come
that's
on, let's not do
facts.
that, Cat. We
Yeah.
know
Yeah, do
you
check
spend
it.
time on it.
Whatever.
alright?
Look, the majority of people listening will relate with me more than you guys. So,
Right.
Okay, we'll
guys,
let
we're
you
going to
have
get through this together. It'll be all right.
It's so
It's
good.
a long season. It's a long season.
It's so good.
Now you're trying to console me.
Let's see. It is a long season. Let's see if you can hold your place in the top 100 there, Kat. I'll tell you what player that I wouldn't mind getting in and probably considering at this point is Martinez. Two man of the match performances for Man United, and he's
Yeah.
really pushed Harry Maguire out of the team. I've got an interesting question, but I like this one. It's not really. It's a question statement. Nelson the G-Man, big fan of the show,
Yeah,
always writes in.
G-Man.
He wrote, Martinez the Butcher has me thinking, because his nickname is the Butcher, has me thinking, what are some of the best nicknames in football? Right? Did you have a nickname when you played, Kat?
No,
No, you never had.
just cat.
Did you have one, Olan? Big Verge.
They call me Big Verge. They used to call me Mtiti. Used to call me Kante.
Why is producer Shabs laughing at
Why are
that?
you laughing?
Why are you laughing
I was
at
named after players that I played like. So he scored me Yaya Toure too. There was a few names. Why are you guys laughing?
Didn't you play like Yaya too, right?
Yeah, when I had the legs on me, you know, when I could third man runs, you know.
Pre-injury.
Couldn't tackle me on the half turn, you know. So a few names, but yeah, Umtiti was the big one.
But never something like non-football related.
Nah.
Right? Okay.
Not that I can think of.
Because we got a couple here.
What did you?
I want to run by you.
Are you Fabs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was.
You used to
Fabs
call
at
me
football,
Olong.
Olong.
Olong, because I used to be like tall and long. And then my last name obviously starts with an O, so it used to be Olong.
Right, you could have taken that. You could have taken
Yeah.
that somewhere else. You could have taken that somewhere else, and I thought you were going to take that
I
somewhere
could have,
else.
but I was actually being PG today.
I'm going to take it there in a second because I'll tell you why. We're going to go to some of the best nicknames in football. Some of the most iconic ones. Recently, Cesar Azpilicueta, Chelsea fans call him Dave. Because when he arrived, his name was complicated for the fans.
They just called him
And
Dave.
they just decided to call him Dave.
That is actually
That was so English.
beautiful. That's
That is so
beautiful.
English. I love it.
So English and probably slightly racist, but they don't care. John Flanagan was the Scouse Cafu
Ooh.
at
Fair enough.
Liverpool, which similar career trajectories, I think, between those two now. Roberto Baggio was the divine ponytail in Italy because he had a touch from God, according
When
to them.
your
He had the
nickname's
ponytail.
longer than your actual name.
Yes, exactly. Ronaldo Phenomenal was a great one. The Phenomenal R9.
That is nice.
Just the phenomenon. Babyface Assassin for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
Still has one.
Still has that baby face. Slabhead.
Oh, yeah, Maguire.
Harry Maguire.
Maguire, slabhead. He does have a slabhead, though.
He is got a slabhead, right? It's a perfect nickname.
perfect head for heading.
It's exactly.
So much surface area.
Exactly.
It's a perfect nickname.
Just has to move and
That's it.
it's just there.
So that's when they give you a nickname to do with your body or something about your body. Slabhead's one extreme. Dion Dublin was called the shower cleaner,
Wow.
right?
Okay, explain.
Now apparently it was because he would clean out the shower when he would walk in. So speaking about this, a few former teammates of his
Confirmed?
confirmed. One of the quotes, I can't remember which player it was one of his former teammates said, "I've seen some big ones in my time, but it was like nothing I've ever seen before." Right? Talking about Dion Dublin. So he was nicknamed the shower cleaner because apparently, basically his dick was so big that when he'd walk into the shower, the whole team would leave.
That actually reminds me. I don't know. Not of me, but one of my teammates. He actually similar thing
Shower
used to
cleaner.
happen.
You don't want to be near him.
We just be, what the fuck is that, bruv? Between your legs.
How do you run, bro?
Yeah, we just say that. But that reminds me, that does happen. 100% that happens.
So the shower cleaner, Dion Dublin. That's
What a name.
Cat's crying over there.
it's
What's
so
wrong?
funny to me.
What's wrong,
It's
Cat?
so funny.
Yeah. Anyway, on that note, I think that's answered your question, Nelson the G-Man. Send us in what your favourite one is, Nels, because the Butcher, decent. There's been a few Butchers
I
before.
feel like Nelson's is G-Man.
G-Man. Yeah. Let us know why you are Nelson the G-Man. I'd like to know why you are Nelson the G-Man. We've got a cracking week of football coming up, guys. We've got midweek footy. We've got, of course, the Australian...
Don't forget FPL deadlines.
Yes.
They're earlier this week.
Get your fantasy teams in on Tuesday night. But we got football. We got La Liga tomorrow, Tuesday morning. Then we got midweek Prem. Then we got Australia Cup. Did you just yawn or sneeze?
No,
What the
it
fuck was that?
it's the fucking the Red Bull.
Are you drinking the...
Getting to me.
Don't say that. We might have a
Cat's got the
sponsorship.
giggles.
Midweek football, you got Liga, Serie A, all that action during the week. So by the next time we see you, plus on top of that, you got Merseyside Derby, Cat. Big
Love
game
it.
this weekend. We got transfer
Do
window.
we even call that big anymore?
Yeah, it's still, everyone gets up for it, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't mean it like that.
Oh,
I
you mean like
it's
Like
not.
is it
Everton are no
close?
good?
Watch us lose now.
Watch that.
Ah, yeah.
Watch us lose. 'cause I
Mystic
said
Cat
that.
at it again. Liverpool lose at Goodison. Let's watch
Please
this
clip.
space.
If they lose, please clip
I
this.
don't
clip
think
this,
I'll show
Shabsy.
up for this episode if that happens.
If they lose, clip that as well.
I know we're gonna have so much to talk about next week with the transfer window shutting as well, guys. Thanks so much for all your support. Make sure you're following us on all the socials, subscribing to the pod. Flick us a couple more of those
Yay.
5-star ratings. We've had heaps of them. We'll see you next week on the Born Offside pod.
Bye, guys.
See ya.